Good morning, students, and once again welcome to our online Python classes. I hope during this lockdown period all of you are staying well. Please do not go outside now. Take care of your family, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay hopeful that the situation will improve very soon if all of us try together. So once again welcome to our online classes. This is our 6th class, and in our previous videos we have discussed important concept of Python function, and we have done a bit of sample paper solving also. And I am really thankful to you for your responses that you are sending through WhatsApp and in your Google Classroom. I hope if all of us try together, we can learn a bit in this period. Okay, so today we are going to discuss a very important chapter of Python, that is concept of Python function, that is use of default parameter in Python function. And we have discussed this with the help of Python program, live Python program also. And at the end of the class, one assignment is also given for you. So I hope this class will be helpful to you. Thank you. Morning, students. Our today's topic of function Python is default parameter. So first we'll see the definition of default parameter. As you can see in screen, default parameters are those parameters that indicate that function arguments will take that value if no argument is passed during function call. We know what is formal parameter and what is actual parameter, and so far what we have done, when we have called the function with actual parameter, the number of formal parameter and the actual parameters were same, but we are going to change it in today's class. If we call the function, if we use default parameter in our program, use of default parameter will enable us to call a function with less number of actual parameter. That means once we are calling the function with less number of parameter, the value that we are providing with the help of actual parameters will be assigned to the formal parameter from left hand side, and as you are using less number of actual parameter, the rest of the formal parameter that are given in the right hand side will use their default values. Here how we can use default argument in our program is written def, then function name which is an identifier. Within round bracket we are writing p1. We have not assigned any default value for p1. Separated by comma we are writing p2 equals to default value. Default value may be any value. And then we are writing function body. Here the function can be called by providing less number of actual argument while calling than its formal argument. That means we are getting two options here. We can call the function with two argument. If we are calling function with two argument, then default value for p2 will not be used. And we are getting another option. We can call the function with a single argument. If we call the function with a single argument, then from left hand side that single argument will be assigned to p1, and as we are not providing any value for p2, p2 will get its default value. Here one restriction is also there. What is that? In a function, a formal parameter can be defaulted only when all of its right hand side formal parameters are also defaulted. That means in simple words, if we see here, we can default p2 without defaulting p1, but we cannot default p1 without defaulting p2, as p2 is given in right hand side of p1. So in today's program we will see the use of default parameter in Python function. Why default parameters are used? If we call the function with less number of actual parameter than its number of formal parameters, then default parameters are used. So here we are defining a normal function, as you can see. The name of the function I have given larger. It will take two parameters from user. It's a very simple function. It will take two parameters from the user and it will decide which one is the larger parameter. Okay, so it's a very simple function. We are taking two parameters a and b, and if a is greater than b, then it will print a. Let's print the full statement. A is larger. Please follow the steps. And else it is printing B is larger. We can normally call the function, we have done this type of program before. We can normally call the function with two parameters and it will work. But one change we are doing here, we are providing a default value for the second parameter, which is 10. That means when the function will be called with two parameter, then when the function will be called with two parameter, then it will take the original value of actual parameter, and otherwise if the function is called with less than two parameter, it will use the value of default parameter. So let's call the function. We are calling the function with 4 and 5 in the first case. Let's see what will happen. In this case, 4 will be assigned to A and 5 will be assigned to B, and the default value of B that we have provided will be ignored. So let's run the program. It is giving 5 is larger. And now let's call the function with a single parameter. We are giving only one parameter. Then this parameter 4 will be assigned to A and the parameter B will have its default value, which is 10. So here it is giving 10 is larger. So let's write three statements for three different type of calling of this function. In the first case, usually we are providing the value of both the parameter A and B. In the second case, we are providing a single parameter. So A will be taking its value 7 and B will be 10. So run the program. What will happen? Once again, let's see. When we are first time calling the function with 4 and 5, 4 will be assigned to A, 5 will be assigned to B. So in this case, as we are providing value for both the parameter, the default value of B will be ignored. In the second line, when we are calling the function with a single argument, 7 will be assigned to A, and as we are not providing value for B, the default value of B10 will be used here. So if we run the program, it is giving two output 5 and 10. 5 is the output for the first time calling of the function where we provided two values 4 and 5. And 10 is the default value. This is the result of when we called the function with a single parameter 7. So the value of 7 was assigned to A, and as we have not provided any value for B, So default value 10 was used for B. Now we are going to modify our program a bit. We are here providing the value for A and B both. So here we are providing value for A, let's be 8. Okay. Now we are not calling first, not changing first to calling of the function. One is larger 4, 5. Here both the formal parameters values are provided by actual parameter. In the second case, when we are providing 7, the assignment will start from the value 7 will be assigned to A and B will take its default value, which is 10. In the last time, we are calling the function with no argument. So A and B both will take their default value. So let's see. Yes. First time it is taking 4 and 5, so printing 5. Second time it's called with 7, so it's printing 10, which is the default value. Second time, as we have called the function without any default parameter, without any actual parameters, so both the cases A and B default parameters are used. So it is comparing between 8 and 10 and it is printing the larger number 10. Now there are some rules of assigning default parameter. Let's see the rules here. Now suppose we are modifying our program a bit. We are assigning value for A, that is the first parameter, the leftmost parameter, and we are not defaulting value for B. Let's see what will happen here. If we run the program, we are getting an error. What is the last line? See, non-default argument follows default argument. Again, non-default argument follows default argument. So what we have to do here, when we are defaulting argument, where we default argument, we default formal argument while we define the function. In function definition, when we are defaulting argument, for defaulting a particular argument, we have to take care that all of its right side arguments must also be defaulted. That means we cannot default A as A is in left side of B unless we are defaulting B. So we have to default B also. But we can default B without defaulting A as well. Now this program will not give any error as we have seen it. So I hope this program with how to use default parameter is clear to you. Please try to write a program with default parameter with different calling statement. This program is also will be given to you as an assignment. Thank you. So finally, this is assignment section. I hope the video was useful for you. Please watch the video first. Step-by-step program is shown there, and after that do these assignments and submit your responses. Assignments for today's class is, as we are learning programming, we have to give importance on actually running program in Python. So the first assignment goes like this. You have to write a program to define a function with 3 formal parameters and provide default value for all these 3 parameters and call the function in all different ways. That means you have to call the function first time with providing 3 actual parameters, in the second time providing 2 actual parameters, third time providing 1 actual parameter, and the last time, as we have defaulted 3 parameters, so you will not provide any parameter. Let all these formal parameters use its default value. So this is your programming task for today. Please write this program and run it. For any query, kindly get back to me. I'll be helping you. Number 2, what restrictions? This is the theory question. You have to write the answer and then you have to provide actual program explanation. What restrictions we need to maintain while using default parameter in function? Explain with example. If you do these two assignments, it will definitely be helpful for you. So thank you very much once again. Wait for the next.